So in file handling, we have to consider about the file types. One of the possible implementation technique of the file type is to include the type as an extension to the file name. So we are applying the file extension .exe, .txt, .docs like that. So image, we use the BMP, PNG, JPEG. Videos, we use the VOB, FLB, SWF. Then audio, we use the .wav and MP3 format. As well as we have the compressed file format .rar zip files, right? Then when we discuss about the file directories, a directory and the file organization, we will structure how files are arranged within the location. So for example, if you take the C drive, so there are normally in the root mean the entire hard disk space is divided into normally C and D drivers. So when you take the C drive, there are many windows, operating system one, as well as some Dell information folders. So like directories consist of subsections. So directories are used to organize file into logical category. So it provides us a logical category. Then directory is a file that can be searched for information about the other file. So using that, we can search the information. So entries are in the directory file are created or delete, modify when the files they describe are created, deleted and modified. So deleting, modifications, everything's happen in the file directory. So directories continues use for the file organization logically. So actually there's a logical structure how we are going to save in the file. So file structures, we discuss about that. The file structure is a format that the operating system can understand how the file is look like. The file type, file has certain defined structure according to the file type. So text file is sequence of character organized in a line, in lines. Then object files, that means text the files normally come in lines. Then an object file is a sequence of the bytes organized into block that considered understandable by the machine. So when you do the Python program, you will learn about the object files, source files. So source files are high-level languages one, then object file in the machine code which only machine can understand. Okay, first we'll finish these three slides, then after that we'll move to the next section. We did up to the file types. No, we did file attributes. Then we are going to discuss about the file types. Okay, so copy quick to this one. Then we are going to discuss about the file system. So file system, actually there are two types. We are going to discuss about uh, the FAT file system and the NTFS, that means new technology file system. That means how the computer save the data within the file. So there are mainly two types. So first we will discuss about the file allocation table, FAT file system. That means how data store on hard disk. So FAT is a file system introduced with the Microsoft Disk Operating System MS-DOT. FAT uses a file allocation table. FAT, normally we call FAT32. So earlier, pen drivers use a FAT file allocation. So FAT uses a file allocation table to keep track of files in a storage devices. So FAT and the root directory reside at a fixed location of the volume. So that seems the boot files can be correctly located. So file boot up setups normally use FAT, but now we use the new technology NTFS. Earlier we used the FAT file allocations. So to protect the volume, two copies of FATs are kept. So FAT file system keep two copies of that. If there are some uh, disk formatting or some problem comes, then to protect it, keep two files. So now FAT system is used with external drivers such as pen drivers. Earlier it used for the hard drivers, hard disk, but now it is using for the pen drivers. Then, but nowadays NTFS use the improved versions of FAT32 in the latest operating system. So FAT file system is used by the Windows, that means Windows NT operating system FAT file table. FAT is a table that an operating system maintains the hard disk. It provides a map of clusters. Clusters mean adjacent files. Sectors mean the smallest section where we save the data in a hard disk. So smaller sections we call as sectors. The adjacent sectors, if that adjacent sector is going to save particular file, we call as clusters. ළඟ ළඟ තියෙන sectors කීපයක් එකතු කරලා file එකක් save කරනවා අපි කියන cluster එකක් කියලා. That the file has been stored in the basic units of a logical storage on the hard disk we call as the uh, FAT. Okay, so that means there's a basic method, but now when you check your hard drivers or seed locations, so you can see the USB pen drive display with the uh, this NT maybe FAT32, but here the FAT32 showing with the this FAT32 comes with the pen drivers, but the hard disk locations, capacities comes with the NTFS file allocation. So those two methods we use in the machine to store data. Okay, so we'll copy down from here. Then after that we'll move the NTFS, this one and this, then this one, these three slides. To start copying that. The next one is the new file allocation system, NTFS. So NTFS is proprietary file. That means the Windows, like we pay and buy the license. Okay, so NTFS is proprietary file system developed by the Microsoft. This is important of improvement of the file. This improvement includes the capability to recover from the hard disk related errors automatically, which FAT cannot. So FAT files cannot do does the recovery options. That mean, but NTFS has the encryption recover as well as recovery options. So NTFS improved support for the larger hard disk. So we can use large hard disk capacities. Then better security because you can use permissions and encryptions for the NTFS file format to restrict the access specific files to approved users. So encryption means file security system. So that also available in the NTFS. NTFS is a recoverable file system which keep track of transactions against the file system in login. So it will keep logs, that mean uh, uh, keep track of the file storage, that NTFS recover the file system if there are any formatting comes, it try to keep protects the file. So NTFS recoverable file system which keep track of the transactions against the file system in log. So after you save it, if we try to recover that, even though you format, just think about you have already formatted your pen drive, but still we can take the file back with the help of some software. So you have to install the software and scan the USB pen drive. That time it will provide us, because if we, after you delete or format it, if you are not written any files on top of it, then nothing will happen. එකපාරක් ඔයා use කරලා format කරලා හැබැයි ඒක ආයෙ override කරේ නැත්නම් වෙනම save කරේ නැත්නම් ඔයාලට පරණ files ගන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දැන් තියෙන අලුත් softwares පාවිච්චි කරලා format වෙච්ච file එක තියෙන files ගන්න පුළුවන් අලුතින් එකක් save නොකරන තාක්. Overwrite on them there. So when you're going to, that is normally FAT system is there in the USB pen drivers, but NTFS, it has the security mechanism, encryption and recovery option. So it supports us to take the previous record if there are any issues comes for the storage. So compare the differences between FAT and NTFS. So FAT use uh, for old hard disk with the DOS operating system in disk operating system, but today use for the external storage devices. Example USB pen drive. USB should be capital. Okay. Then use for the latest hard disk with the latest of Windows operating system in NTFS. So no security mechanism for the FAT, but it will keep two copies, one backup. So if something happened to one particular folder, then of the file, so it since it contains another file, backup file, so then you can recover it. But the NTFS security mechanisms and encryption features are available. Support very large capacity in the hard disk NTFS, then capacity to recover some disk related errors automatically. So NTFS can recover some disk related errors automatically. But when it may take the FAT files, no security mechanism, only keep one set of backup and support less capacity, no recovery features available in the FAT file system. Okay, so we'll write these two slides now, this one and then the comparison. So I'm pretty sure this year or next, this NTFS and file system differences will come because it was available in 2014 paper. Okay, so now the time is that means uh, there can be a question again because recently we didn't find any question from NTFS. Okay, start copying this and this one.